Welcome back and congratulations on completing your lesson plans for digital citizenship. And some of you have already finished your recording of either teaching your lesson or recording your lesson. So awesome. What I want you to get this week is that lesson planning process is iterative. So that means you keep coming back to it and refining and improving your lesson. So we're going to do that this week from a couple of lenses. So your lesson plan that you created in Module 3, you'll note that you put initially content standards. So if your group had a history person, an art person, and an English person, you have content standards from those content areas that align with your digital citizenship lesson. This week, what we're going to do is go back to that same lesson, and this time we're going to add, in addition to your content standards, the ISTE standards for students. Remember, ISTE is the International Society for Technology and Education. And the way that you get to these standards is back on our home page next to the word materials on the left navigation bar. If you'll click the down arrow, it'll allow you to go back to Module 1, which is our course overview. And the first item was a discussion that had a course overview in it. And at the bottom of this page, you'll notice I have links to the ISTE Educator and the Student Standards. So you can access the Student Standards from the Module 1 in Schoology. The standards are listed, and you can expand them out to see the elements of each of the standards and see what kinds of ISTE standards for students did your lesson address. Notice that each of the elements has a little video next to it, so if you don't know quite what they mean by some of these elements, you can watch a quick little video and it will show you what that element means, and then you can align them. So that you'll come back into your content standards area and you'll add, in addition, the ISTE standards. Now it's important to always copy and paste the text that you are using into your standards, and that way your administrator, your university coach, your mentor teacher will know and be able to align what your lesson is addressing and the standards. And so that will be great practice for you to bring over those ISTE standards as well, and to explore what does the International Society of Technology and Education really think that students should be able to do with technology in these standards. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go back to your lesson plan and you're going to add the student standards from ISTE into the content standard area. Once you've recorded your lesson, and we'll have to wait until all of those get done, at the bottom of the lesson plan, you'll notice there are 3 reflection questions that you should fill out when your lesson is done. To what extent were the lesson objectives achieved? What changes or additions would you make to the lesson if you taught it again? And what do you envision for the next lesson? This is that reflective practice that helps you to develop those pacing and planning skills that really will make you effective when you get into student teaching. So what I'd like you to do is each of the people on your team add your name in here and your reflection for each of these questions. Now, I have not reviewed the lesson plans yet. I'm waiting until you have the ISTE standards and the post-lesson reflection completed, and then I'm going to add my feedback. And here's how I will do that. When I go into your lesson plan, I am going to look at stuff that you have in there and go, yes, this is right what you need to have at this point in your program. And then I'm also going to share with you, okay, to move this lesson plan to the next step, this is what you would do. So celebrating what you've achieved so far, and then giving you guidance on what the next step for growth is in your process. And I know we're just starting the lesson planning process in your program, and so it'll be a baby step, that next step that I share with you. As soon as you have the ISTE standards added and your post-lesson reflection, then I'll give you some feedbacks that can help guide you as you complete lesson plans in the future. Have fun adding these components to your lesson plan, and I look forward to seeing your great work.